Stop trying to copy Chloë Sevigny's outfits and do this instead. Here's my train of thought on Chloë Sevigny's style. Okay, first of all, let me just say that Chloë Sevigny's style is advanced level dressing. I don't know if you can learn taste. There are also no shortcuts because her style is really about being herself and truly understanding not just fashion, but culture. But I'll give you some things to look at. Look at her red carpet looks and look at the people in the background. Why is Chloe different? Remember when Michelle Obama said when they go low, we go high? Well, with Chloë Sevigny's style, it's when they go glam, we go cool, and suddenly everybody else will fall overdressed because Chloe is always the anchor in the room of what is stylish and appropriate. Look at illustrations of shoes, these are by Manolo, and become committed to finding shoes that look like fashion illustrations. Look at New York socialites through the ages. Look at punk and ska. In fact, as usual, study subcultures.
She loves a pointy shoe. I'm more of a clod hopper because I'm a true alternative girl.
There are so many interviews you can watch if you want to know more about Chloe's roots in different alternative scenes, but I just love the fact that the skate brand effing awesome put her school picture on a skateboard way after the fact, by the way, in 2014, and then brought it back again in 2024 with a capsule collection. It just goes to show that she is just one of those people that is always going to be cool. I'm sure they could reissue it in 50 years and it would still be in high demand. I know I go on and on about studying subcultures, but for real fashion girlies, you've probably had so many phases, and little bits of all those phases will inform how you dress in the present day.
I think I had a tendency to like over accessorize because I found myself not very interesting just on my own. So I would pile stuff on. It was just like an ode to things that I loved. You know, I loved the like Gavin Watson Skins book. Since I was like a teenager, I was very inspired by all those photos and punk and ska scene. So I think it was like just a way of celebrating that history, kind of what they mean and the history of street style.
Also, just the existence of subcultural fashion is the existence of risk takers and trailblazers. And what are most fashion icons? Risk takers and trailblazers. Look at the Larry Clark aesthetic. Watch Chloe in the film Party Monster. Her role is small, but even how her character slots herself into the outrageous and flamboyant style of the club kids is very Chloe. I'm just editing and I just wanted to jump in and say that 2 interviews that I've done really cover a lot on this topic of the club kid world, and that is the interview I did with Princess Julia, who was like one of the original Blitz kids, DJing for 40 plus years and is still heavily involved in the club kid scene, but also when I interviewed Thierry Mugler's Connie Girl, and she talked about when all the club kids would like go on the talk shows and actually how exploitative it was. Watching those episodes is really fun, but obviously hearing from Connie, like she declined going on so many of them and then they would still use pictures of her to like incite scandal. I would just definitely watch both of those interviews. Anyway, back to the video. Look at 50s proms. Read Fruits magazine. Watch Ghost World. Look at this photo of Madonna and Stephen Meisel. Look at the neighbours in Edward Scissorhands. Look at the brand Imitation of Christ. Chloe Sevigny was with them since the beginning. Look at how she dresses to attend the shows.
Okay, this outfit I got a lot of ridicule for. My friend Tara Subkoff designed a line called Imitation of Christ, which I had a lot to do with the genesis of. Our first show was in Los Angeles. I helped style and walk it. And then we had a show in New York at a funeral parlor, and we're using all old clothes that were reconstructed, and I'm wearing some Nicolafer Balenciaga shoes, which I still have. It was raining. I'm wearing a raincoat, which is vintage YSL. The tea dress was some like 40s, whatever, vintage. And the Ray-Bans were what I got a lot of slack for. I got so much slack in like the Us Weeklies and the other tabloids that my manager, or maybe she was my agent at the time, and my publicist made a conference call to me to tell me that I had to stop wearing them because there was so much negative press around them and they were embarrassed for me.
You also have to really just go out in the world and look at clothes. Go to a vintage shop and look at what makes each piece intriguing and charming. There always has to be charm and intrigue. But honestly, I cannot stress enough that Chloe is a self-styled original who has been doing this for decades. I had to interrupt myself here because while that is true for the most part, Chloe is self-styled, she does have a very fab stylist, Hayley Woolens. And I just wanted to talk about that a bit because I think there's this notion that like the only people that have stylists are people that can't dress. There are so many reasons and occasions where one might need a stylist, and I do think the gift of a stylist is editing, like editing down options. I imagine someone like Chloe probably has so many ideas for outfits, and Hayley would just step in and be like, you need to wear this for this occasion, that for that occasion. And also, if you're thinking in terms of like editorial, that type of dressing is a completely different skill set than just having really, really good taste and really understanding the language of fashion. It's an interesting conversation to have, though. Also, let's all thank Hayley for this link up.
I think my stylist Haley and I decided to really go just kind of classic Hollywood movie star, hence the red lip and the finger waves. And it also feels like myself. This is how I do my own hair and makeup in life. This is just like an amped up version of that, because I think so often actresses don't look like themselves on the carpet, and I want to maintain a sense of self, which is quite difficult.
Keep your head in the books, keep your eyes on the documentaries, watch the shows, it all comes with time. As usual, assess it all, see what resonates, go to your wardrobe, play, and let me know how it goes. Bye!